Midnight, Manhattan. The silence of the Upper East Side is heavy. A blue light flickers. It cuts through the expensive darkness of our bedroom. It is his iPad Pro. 12.9 inches of glowing betrayal. Ding. A notification, a confirmation. Alistair is snoring beside me. 65 years of rhythmic deceit. I reach out. My fingers are steady. Face ID works even when he is pretending to be an angel. The screen unlocks. The devil is in the details. Subject, your reservation at the Ritz-Carlton Central Park. Guest 1, Alistair Vance. Guest 2, Serafina. Serafina, 29. I checked her LinkedIn yesterday. Yoga instructor, artist, professional leech. Alistair is 65. His knees pop when he sits down. He is not looking for yoga. He is looking for a miracle. How cliché, how utterly pedestrian. I do not scream. I do not throw his iPhone 15 Pro out the window. Crying ruins the complexion. I am 61. I need to preserve my collagen for the war ahead. I slide out of bed. The Hermes cashmere blanket feels like a shroud now. I walk to my study. My MacBook Air is waiting. Aluminum, sleek, lethal. I log into our shared travel portal. Alistair thinks the cloud is just something that ruins his Saturday golf game. He is wrong. It is a digital paper trail for his funeral. Click. Manage booking. Click. Edit guest details. The system is so user-friendly, it's almost an accomplice. Delete. Serafina. Type. Vivian Thorne. I add a special request in the notes section. Surprise anniversary trip. Please read the guest names aloud upon arrival. My husband loves a grand announcement. Save. The system processes the change. The algorithm does not judge. It only executes. I look out the window at the Manhattan skyline. The Chrysler Building glows in the distance. A silver tombstone for my 35-year marriage. Alistair thinks he is buying a second youth. In reality, he is just financing my next chapter. I return to the bedroom. I tuck the iPad back under his pillow. He shifts in his sleep. He mumbles a name. It isn't mine. I smile. It is the cold, sharp smile of a woman who has already won the first round. The check-in is in 48 hours. I should probably pack my Dior suit. Black. For a funeral or a triumph. I haven't decided which one it is yet. Morning arrives. The sun hits the Manhattan skyline with clinical precision. Alistair is vibrant. He is rejuvenated by his own lies. He drinks his Nespresso, gold capsule, intense. I watch him from across the Marble Island. I have that business trip to Florida tonight, Viv, he says. He doesn't look me in the eye. He looks at his Rolex. Gold. Heavy. It's a beautiful piece of machinery. It's a shame it can't track the time he spends cheating. Florida, I repeat. I butter my toast. The crunch sounds like breaking bones. Is it for the logistics merger? Exactly, he lies. He's a pro. 30 years in shipping. He knows how to move cargo, even the humankind. Evening falls. New York glows like a circuit board. A black Mercedes S-Class waits at the curb. Let's have an early dinner before I head to Newark, Alistair suggests. His voice is smooth, like expensive scotch. We go to a restaurant on Fifth Avenue, the kind of place where the menu doesn't have prices. The waiter bows. He recognizes us. The usual table, Mr. Vance? We sit. The lighting is dim, designed to hide wrinkles and secrets. Alistair reaches into his Brooks Brothers blazer. He slides a small blue box across the white linen. Tiffany & Co., the world's favorite apology. For you, Viv, to keep you company while I'm away. I open it. A diamond bracelet. It sparkles with the intensity of 1,000 regrets. It's beautiful, Alistair. I clip it onto my wrist. It feels like a cold, expensive handcuff. I know exactly what this is. It's a guilt tax. He just spent $2 million on a condo in Miami for Serafina. A $50,000 bracelet is just a rounding error. You're too kind, I say. I mean it. He is kind to everyone. Me, his mistress. The waiter, he's an equal opportunity deceiver. I sip my wine, a vintage Bordeaux. It's dry, like my sense of humor. By the way, I say, leaning in, I made a small change to the itinerary. Alistair freezes. His fork stops midair. What change? I decided I needed a retreat too. I'm staying in the city. He relaxes. He thinks he's safe. Good for you, darling. You deserve it. I look at the diamond on my wrist. The light refracts. It's blinding. He thinks he is the one playing the game. He thinks I am the trophy on the shelf. But the shelf is collapsing, and I am the one who pulled the screws. Have a safe flight, Alistair. I will, he says. He kisses my cheek. He smells like Dior Sauvage and betrayal. The mask is still on, but I can hear it cracking, one diamond at a time. Alistair leaves for his flight. The door clicks shut. The sound of a vault closing. I don't go to sleep, I go to work. I open my MacBook Pro. 16-inch screen. Liquid retina. Perfect for seeing the ugly truth in high definition. I am a security expert. Alistair is a shipping tycoon. He understands cargo. I understand encryption. He thinks a strong password is his mistress's birthday. Amateur. I bypass the dual authentication on our joint Wells Fargo private vault. Digital gates slide open. The spreadsheets appear, rows and columns of deceit. I've spent 30 years building this empire with him. I knew every cent, or so I thought. Then I see it. A consulting fee paid to a shell company, SS Horizons LLC. $2.4 million. Wire transferred to an account in the Cayman Islands. I track the IP address of the last login, a luxury penthouse in Miami. Serafina's yoga studio. It must be a very large studio, with a very large bed. My heart doesn't race. It turns to ice. Marriage is a contract. Ours was a merger. Alistair just performed a hostile takeover of my retirement. I look at the Patek Philippe catalog left on his desk. He's planning to buy a second one for the husband, one for the consultant. I sip cold coffee from a Starbucks mug. The caffeine hits. The rage follows. It's not the hot, screaming kind of rage. It's the cold, calculating kind. The kind that wins lawsuits. Ting, an encrypted message from Marcus. My lawyer. My shark. He's been digging into the dark web of Alistair's offshore interests. A PDF file arrives. I open it. My eyes scan the legal jargon. Alistair isn't just cheating on me, he's cheating the IRS. He's been treading a thin line between tax optimization and federal prison. He's over-leveraged, he's desperate, and he thinks Serafina is his escape hatch. She's 29. She doesn't want an escape hatch. She wants a black card with no limit. I check the hotel reservation again on my iPhone. Ritz-Carlton. Presidential suite. $12,000 a night. He's using the money we saved for our grandchildren's trust fund. I feel a tear hit the keyboard. I wipe it away immediately. Salt water damages the hardware, and I need this machine to stay sharp. I don't need a husband. I need a liquidator. I send a one-word reply to Marcus. Proceed. I close the laptop. The Manhattan lights are still twinkling outside. They look like diamonds scattered on a floor of coal. Beautiful, cold, worthless. Alistair thinks he's playing a game of chess, but I've already hacked the board. I'm not just the queen, I'm the grandmaster, and the clock is ticking. Starbucks, Columbus Circle, the scent of burnt beans and ambition. I sit by the window. My Kindle Oasis is in my hand. I'm reading Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Easy for a Roman emperor to say. He didn't have a husband buying penthouses for yoga instructors. I highlight the passage. The screen flickers. A digital ghost in the machine. Marcus arrives. He looks like a funeral director for billionaires. Gray suit, sharp creases, no soul. He places a leather briefcase on the table. Vivian, he nods. Marcus, did you find the blood? He opens his MacBook Air. The fan whirs. A tiny turbine of destruction. Alistair isn't just bleeding money, Marcus says. He's hemorrhaging evidence. He slides a document across the table. IRS Form 8886. Reportable transaction disclosure. He's been hide-and-seeking with the feds. And the feds are winning. I take a sip of my oat milk latte. It's lukewarm, like Alistair's excuses. He thinks he's a genius, I whisper. He's a dinosaur in a digital tar pit, Marcus replies. The irony is delicious. Alistair spends his life moving massive ships across oceans, yet he can't move a single decimal point without getting caught. What's the damage? If you file for divorce now, you get the apartment, the Hamptons house. But if he gets indicted, the government takes it all. My grip tightens on the Kindle, so I need to move faster than the FBI. Precisely. I look out at Central Park. The trees are gold and red, dying beautifully, just like my reputation in the Upper East Side. He's at the Ritz tonight, I say, with her. I know, Marcus says. He hands me a pen, Mont Blanc, solid silver. Sign this. It gives me power of attorney to freeze the trust. I sign. The ink is black. It's the most satisfying thing I've done in decades. Aurelius was wrong, Marcus. Oh, the best revenge isn't being unlike him. The best revenge is taking everything he owns. I stand up. I tuck the Kindle into my Kuyana tote. I feel lighter. Not the lightness of freedom, the lightness of a weapon that has just been unsheathed. I catch my reflection in the window. I don't look like a victim. I look like a predator who just remembered how to hunt. I walk out into the New York chill. The Ritz-Carlton is waiting. And Alistair has no idea he's already bankrupt. Emotionally, financially, permanently. Alistair stands before the mirror. He adjusts his tie. Silk. Navy blue. Hermes. He sprays Dior Sauvage twice. He wants to smell like adventure. He smells like a desperate plea for youth. "I'll be back Sunday, Viv," he says. He picks up his Mont Blanc leather suitcase. It's heavy, full of lies and ironed shirts. "Don't work too hard," I reply. I am sitting on our Italian leather sofa. I am holding a glass of San Pellegrino. The bubbles pop, like his excuses. He kisses my forehead. A Judas kiss. Cold, brief, expensive. The Mercedes S-Class is idling outside. The engine hums, a low, predatory growl. I watch from the window of our Upper East Side penthouse. The black car pulls away. It merges into the Manhattan traffic, a sleek shark in a sea of yellow taxis. Alistair thinks he is driving toward a new life. He is actually driving toward an audit. I wait 5 minutes. Precision is a virtue. I go to the closet. I ignore the casual wear. I reach for the Dior power suit. Midnight black, sharp shoulders, silk lining. It isn't an outfit, it's armor. I check my iPhone 16 Pro. One notification. Reservation confirmed, Vivian Thorne. I smile. It's a sharp, jagged thing. I remember 1990. We had a rusty Toyota. We shared a pizza. We had nothing. We had everything. Now we have a Mercedes and a void. I call an Uber Black. No sense in driving my own car to a crime scene. I grab my Chanel clutch. I check the contents. Lipstick, mirror, the power of attorney papers, the holy trinity of a woman about to end an era. The elevator descends, 50 floors of silence. The doorman tips his hat. "Have a lovely evening, Mrs. Vance." "Oh, I intend to, Jerry." The Uber is waiting. The driver is silent. Perfect. We drive down Fifth Avenue. The storefronts are blurred. Cartier, Gucci, Apple, temples of consumption. The city is electric, vicious. I look at the ring on my finger, a 5-carat diamond. It feels heavy today, like a stone. Alistair is already at the Ritz. He is probably ordering champagne. He thinks the night is young. He forgets that the night eventually ends, and the morning light is always unforgiving. We pull up to the curb of the Ritz-Carlton Central Park. The gold leaf on the door sparkles. "Welcome to the end of the world." It looks magnificent. The lobby is a gold cage. Marble floors, crystal chandeliers, the scent of lilies and old money. I find a corner. I pick up a Wall Street journal. I hide behind the stock market results. The Dow is down. Alistair's life is about to follow. I wait. Alistair stands near the grand piano. He looks vibrant, expectant. He checks his Rolex. He's a man waiting for a miracle. Then, the revolving door spins. Serafina arrives. She's 29. She walks like the floor owes her money. She's wearing a Dior mini dress. It is the color of a fresh bruise. She carries a Lady Dior bag. Red. Shiny. Toxic. She looks like a nymph. In reality, she's a scavenger with a yoga certification. Alistair's face lights up. He looks like he just discovered fire. He hugs her. She kisses his cheek. I watch her eyes. She isn't looking at him. She is checking her reflection in his watch. She is counting the carats. She is a professional parasite. He is a willing host. It's a beautiful ecosystem of lies. "You look exquisite," Alistair murmurs. His voice carries. It's the tone he used to use for me. Before the years, before the routine. I feel a pang in my chest. It isn't heartbreak. It's indigestion from his hypocrisy. Serafina giggles. The sound is like glass breaking in a blender. "Ready for our weekend?" she asks. "The presidential suite is waiting," he says. He glows with the pride of a man who thinks he's still relevant. He doesn't see the wrinkles. He only sees the Amex Black card in his wallet. They walk toward the reception desk. I stand up. I fold the newspaper with surgical precision. I smooth my black Dior jacket. I am a ghost in their peripheral vision. I follow them at a distance. I am the silence before the storm. The receptionist is a young woman, professional, polished. She smiles at the happy couple. Alistair leans on the counter. He is the king of the world. Serafina is leaning on him. Her hand is on his arm. Her nails are painted a blood red. The stage is set. The audience is just me. Alistair clears his throat. "Reservation for Vance," he says grandly. The receptionist taps the keys. Her screen flickers. My heart beats a steady staccato. Tick, tick, boom. The counter is cold. White marble. Antiseptic. Alistair reaches into his leather wallet. He pulls out the Amex Black card. He slides it across the surface with the grace of a man who owns the horizon. Serafina is leaning in. She smells like expensive perfume and cheap ambition. She is already framing the selfie in her mind. The receptionist, Brenda, according to her name tag, smiles. She taps the keys. Cack. Then she stops. Brenda's brow furrows. She looks at the screen. She looks at Alistair. She looks at the young woman in the Dior bruise-colored dress. "Is there a problem?" Alistair asks. His voice is sharp, the tone of a man used to being obeyed. Mr. Vance," Brenda begins. She clears her throat. She is a professional. She follows the notes. "The reservation was updated this morning. There is a specific instruction." Alistair stiffens. Serafina's hand tightens on his arm. Her Cartier love bracelet clinks. "Read it," Alistair commands. He thinks it's a surprise from his secretary. He thinks it's champagne. Brenda hollows her voice. She reads it loud, clear. The lobby acoustics are perfect. "Welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Alistair Vance. Happy 35th anniversary. As requested, we are honored to celebrate your lifelong devotion today." The air leaves Alistair's lungs. It's the sound of a punctured tire on a luxury car. Serafina's jaw drops. "Mrs. Vance?" she hisses. "Who is Mrs. Vance?" I step out from behind the pillar. The click of my Manolo Blahnik heels is the only sound in the room. Clack, clack, clack. The sound of a firing squad. "I believe that would be me." I say. I am calm. I am a statue in a black Dior suit. I hold up my iPhone 16 Pro. The screen displays the confirmation. "I updated the guest list, Alistair. You really should be more careful with your iPad." Alistair turns. His face is a masterpiece of horror. It goes from Manhattan tan to ghostly gray, a Pantone scale of absolute terror. "Vivian?" he croaks. "Hello, darling," I say. I look at Serafina. I look at her red Lady Dior bag. "So this is the consultant?" She's much smaller in person, like a pocket-sized midlife crisis. Serafina recoils. She drops his arm like it's made of burning coal. The parasitic bond is broken. The lobby is silent. The chandelier hangs like 1,000 crystal daggers. "Brenda, dear," I say, turning to the desk. "Is the presidential suite ready?" "Yes, Mrs. Vance. It's ready." "Perfect. Alistair, don't just stand there. Pay the lady. We have an anniversary to celebrate, even if you're the only one not invited to the party." Alistair's hand shakes. His Rolex looks heavy. He is a titan of shipping, but right now he is just a sinking ship in a very expensive lobby. Serafina lets go of his arm. She steps back, fast. It's the instinct of a rat fleeing a luxury yacht. "Single?" she says. Her voice is a sharp, jagged whistle. "You told me the divorce was final. You told me she was in London." I laugh. It's a dry, hollow sound. "London is lovely this time of year," I say, "but I prefer watching a disaster in person." I look at her. Really look at her. The Dior dress looks cheap now. Her ambition is leaking through the seams. Alistair is trembling. His Brooks Brothers shirt is damp at the collar. He tries to regain his CEO voice, the one he uses to intimidate interns. "Vivian, you've made your point. Go home. We'll talk in the morning." "The morning?" I tilt my head. "In the morning, Alistair, the locksmith will be at the penthouse. Your bags will be at the curb, in Amazon boxes, not Mont Blanc luggage." Serafina looks at him, then at the Amex black card still on the counter. The card is a symbol. To her, it's a heartbeat. To me, it's a plastic tombstone. "Is he rich, or is he a lie?" Serafina asks me. She is direct. I respect the greed. "He was rich," I say. "When we were a team, but I just filed the emergency injunction, Alistair. The accounts are frozen. The trust is under review. That card in your hand, it's about as useful as a library card." Brenda, the receptionist, looks away. She's busy studying a vase of lilies. Alistair lunges toward me. "You wouldn't. You can't destroy me." I don't flinch. I am a 61-year-old woman with a MacBook Pro and a vendetta. I am a force of nature. "I didn't destroy you, Alistair. You did, one consulting fee at a time." Serafina scoffs. She adjusts her Lady Dior bag. She looks at Alistair like he's a piece of expired meat. "You old fool," she spits. "I wasted 3 months on a bankrupt fossil." She turns on her Manolo Blahnik heels. She doesn't look back. She's already opening her iPhone to find her next victim. Alistair reaches out for her. "Serafina, wait, I can fix this." She is gone. The revolving door spins. The muse has left the building. The silence that follows is deafening. Alistair is alone, in the middle of the Ritz, with a wife who knows every one of his sins, and a bank account that says 0. I lean in close. I smell his fear. It's stronger than his Dior Sauvage. "The suite is still yours for the night, Alistair. Enjoy the view of the park. It's the last time you'll see it from this height." I turn to walk away. "Wait," he gasps. "Vivian, please. 35 years." "Exactly," I say. 35 years of building, 1 night of burning. The math is simple, Alistair, even for a dinosaur. The revolving door spins one last time. It isn't a muse, it isn't a mistress, it's the law. Marcus walks in. He isn't wearing his library smile. He is flanked by two men in charcoal suits. They look like they haven't laughed since the late 90s. FBI, IRS, the acronyms of a man's downfall. Alistair is still staring at the empty space where Seraphina stood. He looks like a computer that has blue-screened. Alistair Vance, the taller man asks. Alistair blinks. His Rolex catches the lobby light, a golden SOS that no one is answering. Yes, we have a warrant for your arrest. Tax evasion, securities fraud, money laundering through offshore consulting shells. The words fall like lead pipes on the marble floor. Alistair's knees buckle. He looks at Marcus, his friend, his confidant. Marcus, what is this? Marcus adjusts his tie. Hermes. It's an audit, Alistair. I work for the trust, and the trust belongs to Vivian now. I stand back. I cross my arms. The Dior suit feels warm, the justice feels cold. The agent reaches for his belt. The sound of the handcuffs clicking is louder than the chandelier. Click, snap, steel against skin, the ultimate accessory for the modern criminal. Vivian, tell them. It was a mistake. It was for us. Alistair wails. He's shouting now, in the Ritz. The guests are staring. Wealthy women in Chanel are whispering. Men in Brioni are looking away. In Manhattan, failure is contagious. And Alistair is patient zero. It wasn't for us, Alistair, I say. My voice is a whisper. It carries further than his scream. It was for a girl who didn't even know your middle name. You traded a kingdom for a yoga mat. They lead him away. He stumbles. He looks old. Not the distinguished old he practiced in the mirror, but the broken, fragile old of a man who realized his life was a bad investment. I follow them to the curb. Outside, a tow truck is hooking up the Mercedes S-Class. Civil forfeiture. The car looks lonely under the street lamps of Fifth Avenue. The Mont Blanc suitcase is tossed into the back of a federal SUV. I watch the red and blue lights reflect in the hotel windows. A New York disco for the damned. Marcus stands beside me. The paperwork is final, Vivian. The accounts are secure. He's going to a place where they don't serve vintage Bordeaux. Good, I say. I feel a weight lift off my shoulders. It's the weight of 35 years of carrying a ghost. I look up at the Manhattan skyline. The stars are invisible, but the lights are enough. Alistair is gone. The lobby is quiet again. The smell of lilies is back. I reach into my pocket. I pull out my iPhone. I delete his number. One click. Memory cleared. System restored. 6 months later. Park Avenue. The morning light is different here. It's cleaner. Brighter. It doesn't have to filter through the smog of Alistair's lies. I sold the Upper East Side penthouse. Too much Dior Sauvage in the vents. Too many ghosts of a 35-year mistake. My new apartment is minimalist. White marble. Glass. Open space. A room for every dream I put on hold while I was busy building his. I sit at my white oak desk. My MacBook Air, midnight blue, is open. I'm not tracking offshore shell companies anymore. I'm CEO of Thorn Security Consultants. We help high-net-worth women protect their assets from romantic glitches. The waiting list is 6 months long. Turns out, there are a lot of Alistairs in Manhattan. Business is booming. Success is the best skincare routine. I look in the mirror. The wrinkles are still there, but the shadows beneath them are gone. I look 61 and feel like a version 2.0. I pick up my Kindle Oasis. I'm rereading Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Lately, my thoughts are the color of a New York sunrise. Vibrant. Gold. Unstoppable. I take a sip of my Starbucks Reserve, black. No sugar. I've had enough fake sweetness to last a lifetime. I check the news on my iPhone 16 Pro. A small headline in the Wall Street Journal. Alistair Vance sentenced to 12 years. I don't feel joy. I don't feel sadness. I feel the same way you feel when you finally delete a corrupted file. Space, resources recovered, system stability restored, a message pops up. Marcus, the Hamptons house sale closed, funds transferred, dinner tonight? I smile, a real one this time. The River Cafe at 8, my treat, I reply. I stand up and stretch. My Peloton is in the corner. My yoga mat is rolled up nearby. I actually enjoy yoga now. Because I'm doing it for my spine, not for a husband who wants a trophy. I walk to the floor-to-ceiling window. The Manhattan skyline is laid out before me. The Chrysler Building. The Empire State. They look like chess pieces on a board I finally learned how to play. Alistair traded a diamond for a glass bead. He's wearing a jumpsuit that doesn't come in Brooks Brothers cut. I'm wearing freedom. It's the most expensive thing I've ever owned, and it fits perfectly. I close the laptop. The click is soft. Final. The past is a closed tab. The future is a high-speed connection. I grab my Hermes coat and head to the elevator. The city is waiting, and for the first time in 35 years I'm not just a wife, I'm the architect of my own empire. Game over. Life started. December in New York. The air is crisp, it tastes like peppermint and silence. I am walking through Central Park. The Woolman Rink is a swirl of laughter and white ice. I am wearing my Burberry trench coat. It's buttoned tight against the chill. I reach into my pocket and pull out my iPhone 16 Pro. A photo from my daughter pops up. My grandson is wearing a tiny Ralph Lauren sweater. He has my eyes. He doesn't have Alistair's chin. Thank God for small mercies. The algorithm of my life has finally stabilized. I stop at a bench near the Bethesda Terrace. I'm not waiting for anyone. That's the healing part. I am my own favorite company. I look at my right hand. The 5-carat gilt diamond is long gone. I sold it and donated the proceeds to a shelter for women. In its place, a simple, elegant gold band from Tiffany & Co. I bought it for myself. A private ceremony, a vow to never disappear again. Vivian, I turn. It's Marcus. He is holding 2 Starbucks red cups. Steam rises into the cold air. You look different, he says. I am Marcus. I finally retired from the drama department. He laughs. It's a warm, honest sound. He hands me a latte. Oat milk, no bitterness. We sit and watch the Manhattan skyline glow as the sun dips low. I used to think 35 years was too much to lose. I was wrong. It wasn't a loss, it was tuition. A very expensive lesson in self-worth. The lights of the city begin to twinkle like a billion promises. Alistair is a ghost in a jumpsuit. Serafina is a footnote in a deleted file. But I am here. I am whole. The heart doesn't just break, it reboots. And for the first time, I'm not just surviving the story, I am writing the ending. It's not a tragedy, it's a masterpiece. Everything is exactly as it should be.